hard drive's filling up.
Betwixt the raising of the undying emperor and the great planar war that shook the heavens, there was an age of contradiction, where cannons won kingdoms and muskets kept the peace. A brave few won the hearts of the conquered and conquerors alike. Of these we speak of the decline of the great kingdoms and cultures under the heel of empire. Of those we speak of gladiators and the untold thousands that worshipped them. This an age of glory, where kings would be slaves and a gladiator would be king.
Pre-game cookie. Stupid gray box. I don't know where that came from. Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents the Dread and Circus Campaign Season 3, Episode 2. I'm your DM and host, Marty, who did not put all of our VC faces into here. There we go. There's my face. And then there's Mako's face. Every time. It always resets. Every goddamn times. How is everyone doing? I'm going to unmute your microphones or your faces, your love faces. There we go. How is everyone doing?
Hey. Aloha. I am... Well, I've been back in this time zone for almost 48 hours. So either I don't have jet lag or in like 3 hours, I'm going to shotgun 3 Red Bulls.
Good luck with that.
Awesome. So in 3 hours, make you have all important decisions. All important decisions are on Adam. Is that it?
Yeah.
Funny.
Get over there. Do this thing.
Ahmed, how's it going, man? What's going on?
I'm good. I was just saying, Adam, I think you had the issue last time we were playing with Vogel. What does that have to do with anything?
It's like
We'll see.
Well, it was like the dating game where you're supposed to be doing the things, the girl gets happy, whatever. It was like suddenly like, oh shit,
The wrong thing.
I picked the wrong one.
It was the conversation between high charisma character and the high int character, and they just weren't on the same wave. Like, oh yeah, he was making stone shoes. Last game we called stone shoes because these were shoes he was contemplating putting on Ashoka.
What happens to his
Jumping in the bay.
It is my experiment.
We'll see if you can swim in these. What? Nothing. Things are good. Had the kids and family busy today. I don't know how well they're doing. But I don't play a game.
You kept them busy, as in you gave them stuff to do, and then you disappeared.
Yeah, we were all we went out. There were birthday parties. Went for lunch. It was good.
Whose birthday?
Well, it's to friends. Not my friends. I don't even know the name of the fuck.
Awesome.
guy.
The obligatory social events when you're married with kids. Understood.
You're coming with us this morning, right? Yeah, I am.
Along with my enthusiasm. Oh, that's funny. Mark, what's going on with you?
Energy for the game.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Just waiting to play game.
You...
There's all this chit chat going on. Enough!
All right. Wow. Last game was called Stone Shoes, and why don't we do a quick recap? The Conclave of Crimson Scale and the Circus of Dread deal with the aftermath of the summer season games. Magnus is being held and tortured in the dungeons beneath the Towers of Faith by order of the Archbishop. Cid discovers that doppelgangers have come to Vaddapol and attempted to replace the commissioner, Dmitri Vaska. Arlen makes an overture to the Independents, who plan to form their own ludus. Arlen sells Ajax a mighty greatsword. Zed and Ashoka retrieve Zargon from a remote island. Zargon was trapped there by storms. Damian's father, who is visiting, collapses, poisoned by Measly, in an effort to save Damian. Ashoka visits the Eldritch Wave to report to Master Vogel Van Imp.
It went smoothly.
Is that the definition of smooth?
Smooth enough. I'm not dead.
I'm not dead. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to continue on. What has happened since then on my side, we decided that we're going to do a stream run Ludus. So there's a Discord up, and there's some chatting going on there. If you haven't got the invite to Discord, just ping us in chat. I've got some work on my loot on the website and the social panels and that sort of thing to update that. But yeah, if you want to participate, anyone is welcome. Read the code of conduct first. So we are going to continue on with what is going on in Vaddapol, and let me open up the gladiator ludus planning sheet and see what you guys have planned.
I forget what we planned, to be honest.
I don't think we fully planned out week 3, and I'm not sure if we actually closed out week 2. So let's have a look here.
There's a lot of role-playing in Arlen.
So, it looks like the Circus's Dread is already done, week 2. We've already rolled the random roll and everything is blocked out. Undwin has finished training. He actually trained because of his low level into Gestalt very quickly. And I think Mark made an update to Undwin's character.
I put a copy of it. I copied Undwin, put it in Sandbox with the update there in case you didn't like.
Okay. Well, you added Summoner, right?
Yes, basically. But I also did the Eidolon too.
Cool. The best dog ever. It's work I didn't have to do, so I'm moving this into where is he? He should be in Utter Circus.
It is a dog-based Eidolon.
A quadruped, yes.
And I will move the previous Undwin into Archive, and then a quadruped best dog ever. Who's a good boy? Who's your fluffy? Who's a good boy? Of course, I don't have to smell the dog or have to actually tend to it, so I'm allowed to think they're cute from afar.
It's a medium-sized dog. Those are big poops.
Right! It's a minefield of meadow muffins out here. Just the smell of the backyard that in springtime where it's been like a summer of pooping or a winter of pooping.
You're not supposed to let it get that way. You're supposed to clean
dragging
up.
down the property value of your home and surrounding homes. What's that smell? It's a minefield of meadow muffins. Cool.
I got a
The dog has a jump score. Visit the neighbor.
60-pound dog and a 80-pound dog. I think they're on the 80-pound. The shepherd is definitely a medium.
Best dog ever. All right.
Poops can get significant.
Okay, so the Circus of Dread is done for that week. it looked like Ashoka had the last thing we left off with was Ashoka was going to visit Vogel, but the thing that Ashoka did, and then did we finish this or not? You were going to go and buy things on the market. Was the Conclave going to purchase another gladiator?
You put a bid on, yeah.
Oh, he put a bid on one of them. Okay,
On
it
the
was
sorceress.
on the sorceress. Got it. So that actually is done, and then we just need to roll the percentile for the random event.
Take it, Adam.
Aha!
No random event. That goes up to 60. Okay. All right. Now we need to plan out. I think the reason why we don't remember what we're going to do week 3 is we didn't plan it. So let's go ahead and do that. Ashoka, what are you going to do on the 3rd week with the current goings on?
Current goings on in the 3rd week.
Yep.
Sorry.
There is the auction for the gladiators on the market that is happening this week.
Okay, well, he'll attend the auction. In addition, he'd like to diplomats the Tower of Contemplation, the monks.
The monks? Okay.
Yeah.
Diplomats. The monks of the fallen monks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and are you okay? We'll get to what you actually mean there when we get to it. Magnus, you were in prison.
Never.
But there is your arraignment planned. Arraignment.
Hopefully they'll hose the poo-poo off you.
Phineas.
Make him look pretty.
Mm-hmm.
What is Phineas doing this week? He's got 14 units of work left to complete.
Goes back to doing work.
Doing work. Are you going to Magnus's arraignment? Are you trying to?
Yeah, I see, he will go to the arraignment as a character witness, I guess.
Got it.
If they so want him to.
Right. Okay. I think there's enough time for you to actually get work done as well too. So we'll put it down. You were going to spend tower time, and you've got 14 dice. Great. Cid.
Cid wants to investigate a way, maybe with Phineas's help, to quickly test for what are they called?
Hey, Kenny.
Doppelgangers.
Doppelgangers. He's like, I was lucky to see their feet, see that guy's feet. There's got to be a faster, better way. Maybe they're scent or something. So he's gonna chat with Phineas about that. So he's gonna research a way to.
Is there like a detect shape changer spell of some kind? Or...
You know. Okay, so I think that's an RP encounter.
That's a yeah, it is.
Okay, so RP with Phineas on the topic of doppelgangers.
Hey Phineas, do you know about these guys? Why do you ask? Because they're fucking everywhere.
Whereas Phineas is RPing with Magnus's stuff. Magnus is basically trapped. And Ashoka, his RP was going to be the auction. All right, Cid, what do you want to do in the meantime? So you're going to have a conversation with Phineas, who is a not very knowledgeable sage-like wizard.
So Cid's gonna find escape plans. He's gonna start making up different escape plans. So maybe we can give him freedom of movement, and he can drink it at some point to run away, or we can give him earth, like elemental form, and he can squeeze through the floor or something.
So is this just you in your room planning, or is this
Cid's
you
gonna go and
actively
find out.
testing their defenses?
No. Cid he's given Magnus a few days more of not needing any water. They're gonna figure some things up, and he's not gonna put himself in any danger because
Okay,
Magnus.
just so we're clear, who is this we?
What?
Who is this?
Yeah,
we?
that's what I'm trying to get at. Is what is the actual action that Cid is taking? Is he making plans, or is he calling groups of people together, or? Cid could definitely take an active role of like probing defenses and figuring the best way to get them out, or
what Sid will probably do is try to help in the arraignment. So find out what they are going espionage, I think it was. Find out what they're going to be, what their points are, if there are any, like who the not the defense, the prosecution is going to be. And do they have like hang around them and see what they're going to say?
So you're spying on the people involved in the arraignment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that.
We'll call that espionage.
Espionage.
It's a good name for it.
Zed. I've got RP Zargon. That didn't happen. That's probably going to happen. You probably want to chat with Zargon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And what else is he doing?
We are.
Let's have a look at your mind, body, and soul. Magnus is, of course, his body is and morale is suffering right now. Zed's morale is low because he got his ass. Like the team got his ass beat, so he
lost.
Yep.
He might get entertained.
It's not in the negatives. It's just at 0. Like Zed effectively is not having a good time at this point. Zargon's being unruly. You lost a match. Magnus is gone. You're being somewhat forced to become the champion of the Ludus.
Okay, you know what Zed should do?
What?
Zed, how does hit point training work in this?
The face punch training is a thing, and it follows the same rules, and I think it's conveniently a 5-day chunk for face punch training.
For 1 hit point, right?
Face punch training.
Well,
let me give you the formula for face punch training.
Because Zed, I believe, is slightly less than 50% on his rolls for hit points. So
Yeah, Damian can use some too.
having 90 hit points and being the lead guy, where that's like the damage a lot of these guys can deal.
I think this is worth even like its own page somewhere, or unless I've got training rules already there. Let me find hit points on the retrain. I think the prohibitive part is expensive.
Retraining.
Hit points. Retraining hit points takes 3 days and requires you to spend Martial Academy and blah blah blah. At the end of the training period, you increase your hit points by 1, and the cost is.
Okay.
So I'm going to say basically it fills a block. Like you could train hit points, but you're filling your 5-day period to do that.
Mm-hmm.
For 1 hit point?
For 1 hit point.
Ooh.
And the cost is... I think it's going to be expensive because it's something based off of level. It follows the 10 times your level times the number of days required to retrain. So I'll say 3. You know what? I'll keep it at 3, which means you could you know, what's factor 3, 5, so 15 days would be 5 hit points. So it's 10 times your level times 3, so 30 times your level for hit point retraining.
So 300
Yeah,
For how many hit points?
1.
per hit point.
It's not a thing you're going to want to do to every single gladiator.
No. Well, he's training a hit point.
I got it. I suppose, in addition, you could have your Ludus training roll successes, and the number of successes you need is your level to get that hit point, or you're spending for outside of the Ludus
It's
too.
fucking retarded to do that with needing 10 successes, It's just in terms of like the cost of getting enough dice to get 10 successes.
Yeah, but if you had like 3 gladiators and everyone was sitting there and you didn't know what to do for a bunch of turns.
Yeah. For gladiators, for low level gladiators, that makes sense.
Yep. Okay, so where am I going to put this in our Legends training rules and costs? Training hit points, aka face punch training.
That's punchy.
Is 10 gold pieces times level times 3. So it's 3 days per hit point.
How long is it to learn non-standard spells?
To learn a non-standard spell?
Yeah, as a divine caster, so that you don't have it's not like write a scroll.
You're talking about research spells.
Well, I guess add it to the spell list. It's weird with divine because usually they just have the whole list, right?
Yep. So it's the same thing as researching, but you're kind of like praying to your god. So you do get a number of, if you're a cleric or a druid, you do get a number of non-standard per level, right? You've been adding those.
Typically, I don't take those. So as I was leveling, I wasn't taking non-standard spells.
Oh, okay. Well, then you get 2 per level. Start filling them in.
So when I want to get more, it's like what's
when you want to get more, there are some rules around researching, and we haven't. This hasn't.
I think it's something like 1,000 times character level times spell level or something like that.
Just don't even bother.
Well.
Well, then again, you're training for hit points, so I guess you got time.
I don't think we talked about it in this campaign. I think it's in Legends.
Stop.
I don't. Yeah, it hasn't come up in this campaign yet.
It hasn't come up in a long time. I think TK was the last character who researched a spell, which is like when you were in Ottawa.
The time of research, the DC of the DC of the research is. Oh, I remember now. You need to find a place that you can research in. You need to find the source. Remember that? Mm-hmm. And then the DC is 10 plus spell level squared.
Yeah, yes. Legends had the rules where there was like a cap on spells you could learn.
Yep.
Which was... It's interesting. Not my favorite rule. But it was an interesting experiment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Given that these 2 campaigns live in the same universe, we'll probably have to do something similar. Whereas you need a spell library or a druid source. So hunting down where there might be a druid source in Vaddapol is probably an action.
Okay.
Or at least exactly. What do you want to know, little whippersnapper? Grizaak's the source. You just have to spend enough time around Grizaak to learn spells.
You know what? The spells needed to buff the party is not really that. Don't need them.
Brain, it's healthy.
It's just the gods are having.
If it's salty, it's not good.
All right, what is Ed doing? Those are all good questions. Is he starting the face punch training?
Yeah, it's a hit point.
Okay.
That's disgusting. Why did I eat that?
All right, Sona. Sona has finished training. He's got. He's tired. His morale's a little down.
So entertainment or medical, one of the two.
Yeah, we could give him medical. I think he's the only. Oh, Scarab also has a -1. You're only looking for 1 success though.
So split the medical between the 2 of them.
Okay. Who gets the additional die?
Scarab. Actually, no. Scarab's on retainer. He doesn't get the extra die.
Okay. So medical dice spent.
So religious and medicine?
Yep.
I have 9 dice, right?
Yeah. There's 5 on Sona and 4 on Scarab.
Yeah, that should be enough.
Fleas. Fleas needs to train for his level. He's got 0 to 7 in training.
Well, then train his ass for the level.
Oh, training.
No, Scarab was supposed to train him. I think that's what we were gonna do.
Oh yeah. So there's like a lot of dice.
Yeah, we leveled Scarab so he could train the next guy. Yeah.
Right. Well.
So
How much?
arcane and barracks could arcane and training. You've got 11 dice just from your ludus, and then scarab counts as 12 dice. So you've got T23.
We're trying to gestalt the wizardling. Are we still trying to gestalt the wizardling, or are we selling the wizardling?
We are gonna give him to Phineas, but he hasn't said that yet. He hasn't told us yet.
Yeah, Phoenix is trying to put that off.
Okay. So then we'll put the arcane on the wizardling.
Not much for confrontation. Could be like,
Oh, you're
No,
trying to
he's not.
gestalt him. Okay.
I don't know if you've noticed or not, but no, he's not one for confrontation.
get back in your room.
What the fuck's going on?
He shows up. Yeah, I know Magnus. he meant.
Copy.
He calls the five-faced
Paste.
god the most terrible names.
All right, old Vigo. Is he just idle?
I think so, yeah.
And Nova's idle.
Let's
No.
do the face punch.
Babe,
You want to face punch him?
we'll face punch him.
Face punch you.
Fuck it, we're both of them.
What level's old Vigo?
Four.
Fourth.
Level 4. Nova's
Well,
4.
he's got max hit points anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
They both have max hit points. Never mind. No face punch.
All right, so they're both idle. What is six
I'm gonna
doing?
pay people to punch you just for the fun of it.
Zargon
Six-
still needs.
6 is spying.
On whom?
Well, we found out interesting things about the boy. Our boy Arlen. Next would be. It's a really bad time. Yeah, I'm not going to send him to the church because they're actively looking for doppelgangers.
We got one! Apparently, they're all coming from the conclave of Crimson.
Oh, calling the inquisitors. 100 soldiers, some cannons, and some inquisitors. All like you wake up one morning, all surrounding the conclave.
We
gonna-
can take him. Come on.
So we're going to have 6 spy on the independents.
Okay.
They seem to be acting as a thing recently.
Is there? You just want to learn about them, or
Yep.
awesome?
Learn
Quailsy.
more about them. Quailsy. Wasn't Quailsy brought up?
She is not. You're. Oh, hold on. Yeah, she is. She is brought up.
Nova had that. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's right. She had her Dopinder moment.
Who is this guy? Oh, he's not nobody. He has no powers.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's the number. She's the 6th then.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to buy. Well, you're pretty low on tempies, but
Yep. Yeah, we don't need to buy one. We just can buy one.
yep. Okay, I'll just get her the same color as the others. I may change over the new format. I changed the format of this a little bit for the stream Ludus sheet. It's nice. All right, Quailsy's doing what? She's idle right now. She's in decent spirits and is healthy and ready to fight, I guess.
Okay. Seems like she's idle.
Yep. Zargon.
I would suspect that he needs something. An ass kicking.
Ah, poor little dragon.
Doesn't he need surgery?
Oh yeah, that
He
he
will
needs,
soon.
he needs to earn it, kind of like Nem needs to earn it. How is his morale, spirits, health? Did he spend it?
Yeah, he did spend a bunch of time outdoors. He could use some medical.
We can give him a medicus.
Okay, so he's spending time resting. Take 2 dice, one from Sona, one from Scarab.
If Scarab's training, then he's not medic.
Training.
So take all of.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
So
that's
he's
right.
got 4, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's training the troops. And you're just doing some tea. All right. Am I missing any RP encounters?
I think so.
Anything Scarab want to do?
He's training.
Yeah,
Oh, RP wise.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
He knows he's not going to help Magnus at the church, so he's going to just stay away from there. I swear on my demony face. That my friend Magnus.
All right. Sona is going to want to talk to Ashoka, actually.
Yeah. Hey, Sona, what you doing?
Anything you want your personnel or facilities to do?
Someone put on the big boy pants, going to talk to the boss.
Yeah, give me a second.
You do have intelligence espionage 4 dice that you could add to either Cid or 6.
What was Cid looking into?
Espionage on Magnus's case.
Oh, fuck. Ashoka wanted to get Phineas to do the scrying so that he could teleport and grab Penny Pincher.
That's a 5-minute job.
I know
Well,
it's
other than the
well,
scry-
it's
other
an
than the
hour to
scry.
cast the scry, but
Other
then
than the
from that
scry.
point forward, it's a 5-minute job.
Like, hi, this is Scarab.
Okay.
I'm alive.
So there's going to be like an encounter almost where Pennywise,
Take Cid.
which is funny. I think Car Guy was looking at like episode 7. He's like, "Oh, it'd be really cool if Pennywise got trained up as a gladiator," and I'm laughing. I'm like, little does he realize. And now it comes full circle. Interesting.
Welcome to the ring.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Magnus can't obviously participate, but that's almost a thing that could be done in one of the evenings.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
We'll make an evening. We'll have supper, do a little bit of scry, and go beat the shit out of someone else.
while we're having fucking
Cast to dominate, bring the guy back with us.
sitting in the parlor drinking some whiskey, like, you want to get him now? Sure. That'll be fun. Okay. Switching over to the Circus of Dread. What are they doing? The 3rd week of autumn.
They should be traveling.
Well, some of them are traveling, some of them are still in town. Radimer is finished his training. He is now pretty beef, and he is continuing his research while at the Citadel-by-the-Lake. Damian, what are you doing? I've got RP Church.
We did that last week. We went to the church and...
Yeah, are you gonna go to Magnus's
Oh, yeah, he's
arraignment?
gonna go to the hearing.
Okay, yeah. Okay. What are you doing aside from that?
Maybe he's going to...
Pennywise has just been fighting around the world. He could be much higher level. Like, he was something like 8th or something? I don't know.
He was 6th.
Sixth.
We lost him. He totally could have, yeah.
Damian's family's in town. His father is bedridden at the rich snobby inn. I forget what it's called. The Crystal Golem Estate.
Snobberson's.
Yeah, I thought of that, Ahmed. Jeez.
Well, why don't we start off with Arlen? What are you having your Ludus do? It looks like everyone has finished training.
Third week, we're leaving. We're starting to teleport and travel.
Okay.
Everyone's done their training.
Apparently that's what Damian's doing.
Yeah,
Got
we
it.
can. Yeah, the hearing. We discussed that last time. The hearing would be whenever the hearing is, we just teleport Damian back, do the hearing, and teleport back.
They were supposed to do ascending with Phineas, supposed to do ascending to bring Damian back for the hearing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Ludus is starting to travel to catch up with the other guys.
So Phineas has to quickly learn sending.
Are you? Where are you traveling to? Are you basically doing teleport all the way back to Terra's Lean or Citadel-by-the-Lake?
We're gonna teleport to Citadel-by-the-Lake, and then we're gonna
Or to
have
Fallen Stone, where the circus is.
Actually, one quick thing. We want to get Roger as well.
Okay, so that
could
is
be
an
a night
event.
thing. That could be another night thing.
Sure. So there are 2 teleport gankings going on.
Hey, we're powerful enough to pick you up easily now.
Well, that's interesting. Okay.
I got
And
a feeling Roger's been putting some notches in that crossbow of his.
He's been a bad boy. So the idea
Been a
for
bear,
Arlen,
bear.
I'm so full. I feel so bad.
Arlen will go to Citadel-by-the-Lake. From there, they'll scry on the guys and message, find out how many days it took them to get wherever they are, estimate how far that is,
Okay.
or figure out how far that is. Can we teleport there? Okay, we see where they are. Teleport.
All right. So Ugg is in the teleport group. Sam is being teleported. Is Grizaak and Nibbles coming with?
Yeah, they'll go.
Okay. Edward's in the teleport group.
Yep.
Do we have no teleporters?
Barak Tarn. Well, I need to figure that. That's part of the.
Grizaak has a whole bunch of teleports.
Barak Tarn.
Teleports. Yeah, he's a monster now.
Okay.
Do you guys want to keep him or keep him as a guard for the?
Do you really want the paladin on the party?
Good call.
Is it mighty convenient to just bypass all DR of an evil foe?
They're not. DR's not that big an issue. Not as big.
I don't think he.
There's a paladin going,
Does he
"No,
have
I won't
smite?
allow it."
I don't think he has smite.
Oh, never mind then.
I think he's got a different kind of smite.
I'm on team. Don't need him then.
Let's leave him here.
Aw.
Let's leave him here.
You're leaving Barak Tarn here.
Yeah, we want him. Let's leave him here for now. We'll see how we can just pick him
So
up later.
what's he doing? Guarding the.
Guarding the
Add
countess.
his hit dice to guard the Ludus.
Okay.
No, he's on the roof like a gargoyle.
Arlen teleport. Widget's already there.
Is what are you doing with Undwin? Like his training happened very quickly. Where is he being sent back to?
He's a.
He's back and forth. Like he lives at the Lady Opal's,
Yep.
basically, but he travels, studies at the tower during the day.
So he's remaining in Vaddapol.
Yeah, he's not coming with us. He's staying with.
Okay, so he's effectively helping Phineas with tower stuff.
Yeah. Arlen thinks this is really good for him. It's nowhere near nowhere a child should be where they're going. Learn from the freaking Grand Mage.
So who are the primes of the circus?
It would
Who's the-
be Ugg or
Is
Nibbles.
Ugg is still the primus, and then who are the registered gladiators?
The registered is Ugg, Sam, Grizaak, Nibbles, Edward, and Barak Tarn.
The Nibbles and Grizaak were cool with that.
They're slaves.
They weren't really asked.
Okay,
They weren't asked.
because it was like you offered them freedom before, but I guess their memories aren't very long.
Hey, you guys wanna go fight? Hey, you guys, we gotta fight. All right.
Okay, Godiva, what is she up to?
Nibbles, fuck someone.
She's 3 out of 8 for charisma training. In order for her to get the training from the Ludus, that means she's in Fallen Stone with the caravan. That's where your facilities for training are.
Arlen, are you okay with her
That's fine.
training? All right.
Okay. And you guys have, she's arcane. You have 5. You have 9 dice of training. So
Here's the thing: he hasn't really found a really good reason to have her around. But she's related to somebody that was important to our people a while ago. Until he finds out what she's going to be good for, he's keeping her around, keeping her happy.
okay. And you guys didn't put in. You weren't interested in any of the gladiators on the market.
No, we're not bringing strangers along with us.
The ooze guy's not going to talk to anybody. Come on.
You know, this leaves those two, the fisherman and the ooze dude. There's a new ludus in town. There are two new luduses in town. Or Ludai. They might. Yeah.
They're going somewhere.
Yep. And then Damian's part of the teleport group.
Well, we didn't see. We would have bought more at the conclave, but we didn't do too well financially at the end of that season. We're a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, we're a little short.
We need to make some money.
Money.
Or we need to see us sell a bunch of Magnus's gear, and then we'll be good.
Okay. He did take off all of his gear kindly before he left.
It's not being donated to the church. That's what I'm hearing.
Nice. All right, so let's start with the conclave.
Like a mafioso who takes off all his jewelry and his watches when he's going on that last car ride with his buddy.
Hey, leave it for my wife and kids.
Hold on.
You make it.
All right, now I can make those jokes.
I have to make an example of you.
Come here, my Ludus. That's for a fight.
A fight's what you're gonna get. Ashoka, we're gonna leave Magnus's arraignment for the last thing in the week. So Ashoka, you're doing diplomacy with the fallen monks. Are you asking them of a favor, or are you just trying to make them like you again?
We're trying to get them to be fair with us for being on fights. Get them willing to fight us again.
And they're like, yeah, who are these fucking newcomers? They cheated harder than you guys did.
So we would like to overtures to being on, like, that was bullshit. And they have Damian now, not us. I mean, fuck. Damian was the one you didn't like in the first place.
We got rid of our Vaddapol, so yeah.
Yeah. So we can have a nice. You can fight fleas. You can punch the shit out of fleas. It's fine.
All right, I'm opening up
doggo face in.
the sheet that I have where I keep track of who likes whom in the politics grid. Okay, we've got the Conclave of Crimson Scale, and they're dishonorable will not fight until after summer. So that was like the previous sort of they declared this and we're going to stick to their guns. But it is after summer now, and I
was making friends with them, but I didn't ask for nothing until after summer.
How many of their gladiators died in that match?
I think 3 survived or 4 survived.
It was the Independents that did the murdering.
Warzog.
Right. Did their blind guy survive?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, Ephraim, Sensei survived, Nitzer survived, the Paladin survived, a couple of their minor monks died.
That Paladin only survived because he got thrown out. Damian was coming.
right, because Swoosh took him out. Okay, so they didn't leave, they didn't like lose leadership, and your team did not really participate in their demise. In fact, the two winning teams, the first and second place, kind of let these guys surrender. So you did show some honor. I'm trying to recap in my head. Your team did show some honor. Yeah, there's actually a chance for you to, for once, to actually have a Ludus friendly to you if you succeed with this. We'll say that you need 6 successes. You've got 14 dice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. You
hit X at the right time.
The Grand Order is now friendly towards the Conclave. Is the Conclave friendly towards them?
Yeah, they. My trainer is of their Ludus.
Your trainer is a monk, and then Ashoka has been making overtures. If you look at Ashoka's followers, there is a small cult of Erythnol which are loosely affiliated to the House of Black, which is where one third of their gladiators come from. That there's this sort of like oh, he's got ties with the religious community. He's now one of the oppressed, as opposed to just some snake guy who represents the Imperium. No, he's a convert of Drull, the god of death, and the House of Black is one of the few remaining temples of Drull in this part of the world. And now he actually has people, like he goes to religious ceremonies and has sort of an in there. So yeah, this sort of makes sense. They are willing to, they say in the Autumn Games, they're willing to set up fights with your gladiators. They are not interested in death matches.
My kind of people.
Nothing wrong with that.
You may have got some sympathy for having Magnus dragged out in chains. Like, their champion was arrested. What the fuck happened there? How the mighty have fallen. Cool.
We'll have the great monkening.
I'll be back. Remember that, bitches. I hope.
The auction. Let's see. Which other Ludus? I guess I need to add a couple of other. A couple of other Luduses to this. We have the Independents. We have, what are these newcomers called again? The Coalition. Is it the Coalition of the Black Crucible? Is that correct? Let me open up their Ludus sheet. Okay. Oh, right. That's why I was listing them, because I need to make a roll. You learn that the Independents are interested in a different gladiator. It's actually the Grand Order of the Fallen Monastic Traditions and the combined Ludus of the Broken Shield and the Knights are interested in the spellcaster. The last bid was 7. The current bid is 9, and it's held by the Broken Shield.
Is the ooze being sold this day as well?
Yep.
What's the ooze at?
The ooze, there is a bidding war between some gladiator school called the Coalition and a bunch of gladiators called the Black Lotus. And you're like, the fuck
I don't know either of these
who
things.
the fuck are these things?
Marty?
Yeah.
Can you make a little note for next week of Coalition and Black Lotus?
Sure.
'Cause
Coalition.
There's people playing in my sandbox, and I don't know why they're here.
Got it.
Introduce themselves. Okay, what's it at right now?
It's actually pretty high. It's like 15.
No, that's good. We're all right.
The fisherman dude. It looks like the Union of the Black Lotus is also interested in them. And so are the beast tamers. Curiously, and the bid for that guy is at 8.
What does the fisherman do again? What do I know about him? He fishes and uses his bow or something?
I think he uses a net and a knife or something. I can't remember exactly.
He's cool.
Gladiator generation, market gladiators, autumn season. His name is Clark.
He says sorry a lot.
He is a rogue knife fighter. From some northern area. His background is he was a fisherman, and he is representing his village for religious freedoms.
Well, yeah, leave him. We're gonna backfill with Penny Pincher, so.
Oh, you're not going above 9 for mercy?
No, we honestly, I just checked our ledger. 9's a little much for right now. We got 60k right now.
It's a potential A sorcerer 5, as in she can gestalt. It's not like you're getting some new, but yeah, I understand. Yeah. Okay, so you're backing out of the
I need at least 30 talents to bet on the next fight, and then I need 30 talents to bet on the fight after that if we fuck it up.
You can always go to Yuri. Yuri will give you good loan.
Yeah, Yuri will give me good loan, and then I get concrete boots.
No, not compound interest weekly, compound interest daily. Do you even know how to numbers, bro? All right. Magnus, prison. Skip. Tower. Phineas, you have 14 work units before you finish putting the tower in good working order. Undwin is helping you. He adds 4 dice to this. He's a good little servant. Okay. Which brings you to 18 dice, and you need 14 successes to complete the work.
Might be another week.
Yeah.
4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Nice. Things are almost back into shape. As not only are you a wizard, an alchemist, a lore master, a crafter, you're also a businessman, an organizer, an administrator.
I come from a mercantile family.
Yes, I do all the things. Except for fighting and...
Except for push-ups and running. I don't do those.
Cid? Phineas, there is an RP encounter as there is a messenger from the Duke.
Message is what?
Okay, so...
Bring me my wizard, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, it has been something like 12 days since the order has been given. And the Duke basically in a single sentence is asking... any leads yet?
Phineas will write back, I have no volunteers, however, I am aware of a slave wizard condemned to death in possession of the Conclave of Crimson Sands. Perhaps a commuting of the death sentence and a purchase of this slave at fair market value. We will have our subject.
Okay. Ashoka, a messenger comes to you while you're in the market. 2 guards, they have the livery of the Duke, and there is a page almost, like a lieutenant in the communications wing of the of the army. Master Ashoka Maruya?
Yes.
We have orders from the Duke.
Yes.
He gives you the scroll.
Okay.
And then he gives you a pouch, and you hear some clinking in it.
What is fair market value for our wizardling?
Yeah, the scroll kind of reads. It's basically by order of the Duke, your property is being your property is being seized for special interests. It does say on the recommendation of the Grand Mage of Vaddapol, and then there's some legalese as to how they can do this. And they've already assessed fair market value for a condemned wizard. What level is he?
5th.
I thought he was 6.
I don't think we ever leveled him up, isn't he?
He is 6th.
Oh, he's 6th? My mistake, I'm sorry.
It does say that his spellbook and person are to be handed over into the custody of the Grand Mage, and you're being given 4 talents for him, which is a little low ball.
Low ball? That's bullshit ball.
Yep.
Let alone low ball. That's like fucking a third or less.
Yeah, it's when the government decides to set the price, you're not getting like fucking free market price. He's to be delivered within the next 3 days.
And it was on the it did mention that the High Mage.
Yeah, on recommendation of the High Mage, to be delivered to the tower of the Grand Mage within 3 days.
Okay.
On penalty of fines, and there's a schedule of fines that start to escalate for days late. This is super heavy-handed.
So I'm gonna go talk to Phineas.
Okay. All right. So we'll do RP messenger from Duke and then RP Phineas. We'll get to that in a moment. Cid, you were doing espionage on Magnus, and also want to go talk to Phineas. So there may be a joining of minds at the tower.
It's espionage on the prosecution. Whoever that's going to be, whoever's involved in that case, seems important and will be talking against Magnus.
Priests.
Yeah.
It's Damian! Fuck you, Magnus! You're gonna die!
So Cid has to figure out who those people are.
Okay. All right.
How he does that, I don't know.
You're gonna just basically end up spying a lot inside the Tower of Faith.
Yeah.
Okay, give me 12 dice. This is.
I've been here before.
Yes, you don't have an advantage because this is actually the type of spying where you have to talk to people, and instead you're just sort of sneaking around hoping to eavesdrop on things. So it's just standard roll. The higher you roll, the more successes, the more you learn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes.
Okay, so we'll say that's 3 things that you know. You know who the players are.
Okay.
This all stemmed from the Archbishop.
Okay.
And you do know, so you know that the Archbishop is at the center of Magnus being held. You know that many of the underpriests don't know anything. They actually don't know why Magnus is being held. There are lots of rumors. They're confused in that if they simply wanted to get rid of Magnus, they would have gone about it different ways. Like holding him. You do know that they have... The Archbishop has specifically requested the assistance of an inquisitor of tremendous ability. And this is the guy that Damian met on the church steps.
Do I know who that guy is now?
You know who his name is, yep.
Okay.
Do you know his icy stare?
Caleb Goodman is a greatly feared inquisitor that can make anyone talk once he puts the screws to them.
Talk about anything specific, or
They also call him the spiritual jigsaw man because he can make you fall apart and put you back together how he wants.
Magnus probably won't hold up well against that one.
Already teasing us. I want to see this guy do a thing.
He's a second level caster.
He has a family. He has a family. You can use that against him.
There's leverage. There's leverage.
I strongly suspect he would club them all with the
Caleb
symbol.
Family.
Caleb Goodman, you know, is from the capital, and they came here recently, and might have further business here now that Magnus is there. As for what's going to happen, you know that at the end of this 5 days, Magnus is to be there's to be an arraignment where the Archbishop and several other priests will preside in a private meeting to discern what are the next steps with Magnus. It could come to a trial, but this is like the first step in a long, drawn-out process. They're not looking for expediency here. You suspect that there are priests that talk about and they believe that they're not looking for expediency. They're looking for Magnus to go away. Okay, and Cid is not caught. Cool. Zed, training for hit points, doing punch me again.
Yay, no fucker hit point.
Did you want to talk to Zargon?
Yes.
Okay. Zargon's been resting. Dream a little dream of...
91 hit points.
You hear him hiss a little bit as he's laying on his bed of silver coins. As you come in, he lifts up his head, shakes some coins out of his scales and horns.
I heard you were on an island.
Yes. I needed to bury it somewhere safe.
Why?
Because you would not let me have it.
It is a thing of cannibalism.
With a purpose.
What purpose is that?
To become what you kill. Like a mere image. Like a dragon within a dragon within a dragon.
Would it control you, or would you control it? When you become this mere image, do you become them, or are you still yourself?
I don't know.
Are you willing to risk yourself?
I will be the victor. It does not make sense to become the thing, but to eat its power. Yes, that's what it promises. Not in words, but in feelings.
Why would you want to become a weaker dragon?
No. Many facets, many uses to change the color of your scales. Many times you could die before truly dying. If my life is precious, then should I not take precautions to extend it?
You should.
I saw a map in the master's quarters. I saw there was some islands. I thought I could get there and back, but a storm got kicked up. My wings are strong, but they are not strong enough. So I waited.
I am the Primus now. Is that a problem?
Yes, I heard something happened to Magnus. They seek to blame me.
Who is they?
I've heard talk that Zargon was missing. Some of the gladiators think they would have won if I was there. These upstarts, this Circus, has a dragon, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Perhaps we could test out the artifact on this dragon.
There are others.
I need to find someone that we trust, to help put the heart in my chest. I don't know how this can be done. I am not a surgeon.
How can it be done without killing you?
Yes, how?
Zed doesn't think it's a good idea. Zed thinks it's a bad idea. Zed's uncertain how to dissuade the idea at this point.
How do we preserve my heart? My real one. I want a box, a magic one, that will keep my heart beating. This we need a crafter for.
You need a sage and a crafter.
Yes, Phineas.
As well as a powerful healer.
I do not trust the cordite fool that we've got running around here.
Not with this.
No. Then whom? Definitely not anyone from the Five-Faced God.
Possibly the tattooist.
She has put different stomachs in Brog, and she has painted death upon some monk.
Yes.
But a heart. Yes, perhaps her. I must earn enough money to pay all these people.
Yes, you must. Best do your job.
He gives a nod. He's fine with fucking fighting for money. That sounds cool. That's cool.
Right.
And having everyone cheer him on. He's still pretty young.
Yep,
He's got good stats, but he's still young.
Yep. Yeah, there's kind of thing.
And his ambition for power pretty naked. Like he hasn't learned any subtlety.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. He's still. I want that.
Right. How do I get that? Okay.
I want that. Give me that. Well, he's not burning people. Now, just inherently, the shiny scaled paladin dragon probably shouldn't be the first one that you eat the heart of.
No.
Even when you're like a neutral character, you still are like, it's probably not going to go well. But I mean, the circus does have a bunch of fucking psychos.
Yeah, that's what it says. Like, Do you really want to piss off the circus? They're loco.
Well, yeah, they fucking
chopped down the tree.
Primus.
Yeah. They coup de grace your Primus and felled the tree. The tree. You spent so much time getting ready.
Oh, yeah. Does Arlen have like make whole?
Yeah. Well, I think so.
Nibbles will need him to cast that on his axe because it's still damaged.
Yeah, he would have done that next day. Either Grizaak or Arlen.
Do you want to just make sure you have the caster level required for that?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. What's the calculation to figure that out?
Read the spell.
Oh, make whole.
You will need to know the caster level of the axe. What level is the axe?
+2 axe.
It's a +2 axe.
Okay, so you need to be 6th level to create a +2 axe.
Yes.
So I think you need to be 12th level to make it whole.
Okay, so this spell. You're a cleric.
If it's destroyed, if it's broken, there might be a different formula.
It's not broken. It's
Yeah.
just got hit point damage.
You can use make whole greater.
Oh, yeah, okay. If it's just got hit point damage, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's D6 damage per level. If it was destroyed, then you need.
Is make whole greater a standard spell?
No?
Hole's a normal ass spell, yeah.
Make whole greater is not.
No, make whole is. Make whole greater is not.
No, you need to pick that one or research it.
I didn't. I have make whole, not make whole greater.
Yeah, make whole can restore hit point
It
damage.
can restore the hit points.
Done.
It should be alright. Yeah.
You'll have to cast it a few times. That's fine.
Zargon, anything else you want to say to him? Zargon appears to be on board because he's got goals.
Yep. I think we're good.
Okay. I'm going to put a reminder just further out that Zargon is going to want to talk to Phineas. So, Phineas for box. Alright, that's Zed. You guys didn't buy a gladiator, so the auction is done for your all intents and purposes. Medicus on Sona. 5 dice, please.
Okay. She is very healthy now.
Alright, he's good. RP with Ashoka. Okay, so Ashoka, as you were coming back from the auction...
Oh, the good gladiators are concerned now that Magnus isn't around.
Yep.
Why ever 4?
You notice Ashoka, that Sona was waiting, and he kind of comes up to you, Master Ashoka, if you don't mind, if I could bend your ear for a minute.
Certainly. Why don't we
In the
go
background,
upstairs?
you hear, "Where is that lazy blue bastard?" We're all doing extra push-ups for him.
I have all the time you need.
Apparently I don't. We were wondering about our former champion Magnus,
Yes?
and if there was any news, and if there's anything that you require of us. We are all ready to stand as witness to his martial skill and innocence. He's brought no ill will towards the Church of the Five-Faced God. Not to our knowledge, and we spend the most amount of time with him.
Yes. He is... There is some confusion about the state with which he was brought back. Something went wrong with the spell. That is what has precipitated this investigation. Damian is doing his best to get Magnus freed.
Damian, he says.
Yes, he is our litigator.
And of Cella?
Yes. Well, and Cella? Yes. And Cella.
As I understand it, most of the gladiators who were knocked out in that fight owe Cella their lives, including myself. I am in no hurry to reincarnate.
Yes. Apparently Fleas is being modest.
Okay, he nods to that.
There is something you could do to help Magnus.
He hesitates at first, but then he says, "Name it."
There is another Ludus that is keen on purchasing your contract. It is possible that I could try to use some of their political power as a favor to help free Magnus.
The Ludus wants to purchase my contract. Well, I'm flattered. Do you know whom?
Yes, from the capital.
Ah. He looks worried.
Some noble.
He looks worried. Oh.
Now, you do realize that Samsara they effectively get offers on you almost, well, not quite weekly, but more monthly.
He nods slightly. Yes, I imagine our people at this point are quite rare, exotic to some.
Yes. Now, of course, I would not want to damage the feng shui of our little team here. So I have not been thought it conscionable to entertain such offers. Brog, for example, did not mesh well. We was sold a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we are all sleeping much easier now that the cannibal is no longer amongst us.
I don't think I added the talents for that, by the way.
I did.
Okay, good.
I hear that he was shipped off to the capital.
Yes.
It is quite ironic that the gladiators were insisting on locks for their rooms. He laughs and notices you're not laughing along with him, and it trails off.
It is ironic, yeah. Give it some thought, Sona. I wouldn't want to cause undue stress or disruption in this particular time.
There are honorable and dishonorable ludi in the capital. Again, do you know which one you would seek leverage from?
Noble owned.
He nods. Like, you're not going to tell me, are you?
Give it some thought.
What is Sona's status? Sona is... No, he's a slave. He was...
No, he's a slave. Yeah, he's a slave. Right, like, me asking... I'm like, me... This is, like... I don't need to ask him shit. I can just sell his ass.
I do have my preferences.
I gotta see Ashoka. Just go away. I'm writing up your bill of sale.
Oh no, I can't sell one of the key blocks of leadership within the gladiatorial arena to fucking Vogel for scientific experiment without it, like, by Ashoka going up and going, "You're sold!" Right? I need them to say I'm sold.
Oh, it's such a devilish thing to do. Yes, suppose I could find another Ludus to fight for. If this would help save Magnus, then he thinks, he closes his eyes and actually means it, then I would do it. Magnus has saved my life several times. It would be my honor. He does not look happy, but... Rarely does sacrifice make one happy. I'm sacrificing myself! Yay! Murder Town!
I will make some inquiries to see if I can get this done.
He nods.
Hopefully we will not have to go through with such a sale. I'd like to keep our family whole.
I'm sure that you'll do what is best.
And Ashoka
For you.
turns around, stamps the bill of sale.
So Sona hears Gracchus grumbling again and goes running back. I'm coming. Push-up time, yes. More push-ups, hooray!
Yay!
Although Sona's pretty fucking strong for a bard. It's like he's a bard and his worst stat is charisma. Sona,
He's a bard by accident. That's what he is.
strength 18, dex 14, con 15, int 20, wisdom 18, charisma 14. Just gonna whip you good.
Hope you good.
Whoosh. All right. Yeah, 8th level bard, arcane duelist, fighter 8, with some brains. In another life, maybe Sona will train as a wizard or something.
Yep. We'll see what happens. So the question is really, and there's an interesting statement. So we need to figure out I haven't talked to the Phantom Man recently. I think it's time to do that later. We're starting to get to the point where we start to have specimens that might be worthy of being given to the Phantom Man.
So that's Sona. Then Fleas has got 19 training points to train for his level. You need 7 successes. Go, go, go.
Do you want to roll this, Mark?
19?
Yeah, this is Scarab whipping,
Oh, yeah.
whipping Fleas into shape.
Lots.
Yeah, okay. He is trained. Fleas is now level 7. Yay. Roll some Medicus on Zargon, 4 dice. He's had this conversation with Zed.
He does not take to the medicusing.
Yep.
Nope.
it's like I don't know. It's a dragon. he like bites the healer.
Rubbing
Alright.
cream on it. Just I don't know why it's not working.
He's still tired from his ordeal. Scarab spent time training. The wizardling, you're actually training in his gestalt. Give me 4 dice.
Okay. 2 success.
All right, so 2 out of 6. 6 is spying. On the independence,
How many dice?
he's got 13 dice.
Lost his job.
He's just trying to find out who they are and what's going on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
Nice.
Okay. You learn that the Independents have reformed under the name of the Union of the Black Lotus.
Okay, that's who those fuckers are. Okay. Alright, give me a second. Let me get my,
And we can thank the stream for coming up with that cool name.
Alright, so...
So that's the Independence now?
Yep.
well, they're not independent anymore.
Yeah. So does he know if Ajax is still in charge of that shit? Or what?
That's our name. No, you guys are the Coalition of the Black Crucible.
Alright. So...
It's Ajax saw it on some piece of paper. It's like, that's a cool name. We'll come up with a story.
So, it's...
That would be hilarious. It'd be this huge rival. You stole our fucking
well, the logo and everything. So I'm assuming Ajax is the leader of that thing, or is it Chiton?
No. Chiton is Kython is the new commissioner.
Okay.
That's right, yeah.
All right.
And okay, so how many successes total?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. So let's go to where you have notes on the
Yeah.
the Ludi. Where are you keeping track of that?
Vaddapol stables. And at the bottom I've got Black Lotus. Put Ajax in there. Because I don't think I ever did research in the independents. They were just independents.
Yeah, where's the sheet though? What section am I looking in?
Party pages, intel.
Oh, okay, cool.
And this is slightly out of date because Isram the Black should have some extra little notes put beside him. Yeah, I should go through.
The black is now.
I'm assuming he's no longer doing that.
Okay, Union of the Black Lotus. Ajax is their leader. Used to be the Independents.
Spelled wrong, of course.
And their roster includes some mercenaries. Nitzer Cray defected from the monks and is now part of the Black Lotus. And he may have been responsible for their name. So party pages, intel. So Nitzer Cray is a member of the Union of the Black Lotus. Okay, when I format paint, you should format paint. Why is it being bitchy? That is not 11-point font. God damn it.
No, it's real big. that is real big. It's the big link.
That's what she said.
Nitzer Cray, another member is the Fire Priest. Chanticleer?
Chanticleer, yeah.
Another member is Wazrog.
Wazrog's a liability.
As a side note, Wazrog did not suffer the fate of the priests of Arithmel. While you don't know many details, something happened on the during the season end games.
It involved Nike shoes and some Kool-Aid.
Something happened, and there was a great amount of death, and not many people survived the ceremony. The mass to end all masses.
I bet it was a mass something.
Yep. Let's see who are the other independents that survived. So Phoenix died. The other independents are... I think that's it at this point. I think they're trying to hire others.
Shopping.
You know what? Kane of Groomsh might become an independent.
Yeah, I was thinking about hiring his ass. But I didn't have any money.
Kane of Groomsh came to terms with the independents and defected from the civilized house of the Grim Goblin, who are also now defunct. There's something going on there. There's a lot of restructuring.
Yep. Be a whole new thingy.
And then I'll add the note. There is something called the Coalition of the Black Crucible. Not sure if there is static minimal gear for each glider being purchased, or this is ad hoc. That's a good question. Yeah, we'll have to roll up gear for these gladiators at another time. If they're slaves, they probably don't have much, although they may have been often to sell gladiators. They are equipped with stuff. Okay, and you don't know anything about the coalition of the Black Crucible. Apparently there is a ludus that is being formed, and
learning about this was bonus. Next round we're going to learn all about newcomers. The fuck?
everyone's coming in. We could do this better. All right, so how many successes did you have? You got
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you learn where their guild hall is.
Cool.
Let's go to the Vaddapol map. And where should their guild hall be, or their gladiator school?
Near a bar.
Near the dented helmet? Yeah, sure. We'll say that they managed to find a spot really close to the Vaddapol Civic Arena. We've got the arena barracks, and it's near the dented helmet, so I think the building right behind it will be the Union barracks. And we can drag the independent dudes over there. You're frightened in that you're mildly concerned. I don't think Ashoka gets frightened easily. Mildly concerned that the Union had fought with the new commissioner, and that they now may have more pull with the commissioner than some of the other established luduses.
Yeah, it'll be interesting with the commissioner change.
Yep. Fights have resumed. You guys just haven't set up any fights.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 6 spying. I think we're finished the kingdom turn. Or the kingdom turn. Fuck, it's still in my mind. We finished the gladiator turn for the conclave. Once we roll the random event. Actually, wait, sorry, there's some RP. So you've RP'd with Zargon. You spied on the Independents. Sona's RP'd with Ashoka. Cid wanted to RP with Phineas, and then Phineas is RPing with himself? No.
I don't know this very...
Okay, got it. All right. So the Cid and Ashoka end up at the tower around the same time, and they're cornering Phineas about stuff. Ashoka has got probably a clenched fist around the orders. Is Nem coming with you?
Yes.
Most impolite that this order was that it came to this. Why do we have to get the Duke involved? Why couldn't we talk like friends of old?
No, it is very, very unfortunate. You could have came to us directly. We could have negotiated a fair price.
I am not that privileged to negotiate on behalf of the Duke.
Phineas is. You were kind of having this conversation outside. You were expecting him in the tower. He's just returning with Undwin around the corner, and there's a bat hanging from the lintel of the door, also waiting.
Grand Mage, might I have a word?
Yes. Join me inside. Undwin, get the tea ready, please.
Yeah, the smile on Unwin's face quickly disappears as he sees Ashoka.
Cid crawls inside.
Is he riding his dog around? Because I gave the dog the mount feature.
Oh, nice. We will create a token for his dog because he's there and it's fun, and this is basically his campaign. So. Yeah. Yep. The origin. We're actually playing this Uber campaign called The Summoner. Funny.
Where we as PCs will get to play the summoned creatures.
Adam's already claimed dibs on Unwin.
Legit, I adult Unwin. Mm.
Oh, he's a big fluffy dog. It's just called the best dog ever?
No, it's Benson, best dog ever.
Okay.
Benson, best dog ever. That's his
Benson,
name.
best dog ever.
That's a Cid.
Okay. There's a strange dog with weird fur that's following Unwin around. Come on in, Benson. Don't be afraid.
You're quite sure it's house trained.
Oh yes, he follows my commands. He's a good dog. He's the best dog ever.
So you keep saying, just get the tea ready.
Okay,
Hey,
come on, Benson.
Nice dog, Unwin. Hello, Barky Bark.
It stops and looks at Cid as if it understood that it was being talked to.
Holy shit. This is the best dog ever.
Ready? And it just happily goes clicking into the Tower of the Sage.
Hey, Fade, we gotta look at stuff. Something's going around. Need your help with something?
Inside, please.
I am inside. You're the one sticking your ass out. Get in here. Come on.
I'm going in because I want to, not because you told me.
Yeah. Come
on. You actually see wizards and administrators going to and fro. Like there's actually a staff now in the Tower of the Sage. You can see this big pile of old scrolls and books that are just simply being dumped into wheelbarrows. Like these are things that have already been recopied, and like you're getting rid of some mold that was attacking some bookshelves in one end of the library. There's stuff happening in the tower.
Good.
Servants are like bobbing their heads and bowing whenever Phineas is passing.
Okay, Phineas, depending on how frequent that is, he'll give them a nod. If it's like all the time, he just keeps going, because...
Right.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
when you're the Grand Mage.
Most polite.
Phineas?
Yes.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
Why have you recommended that the wizard Ling be bought at a loss to us?
Oh, I'm not at liberty to say at a loss. What?
I'll show him the note that has us getting paid less than we paid for Ling before we leveled him and increased his ability scores and shit.
I didn't recommend a price. I said fair market value. I'm sure you can appeal this with the Duke. He hands it back to you like, sorry, dude.
Well, that's sorted. I need help. I need your help on something.
This is not sorted.
Well, what I'm going to ask him about is a little bit more important.
What is your complaint, Ashoka?
I'm wondering why you're putting the Duke's ire upon Arludis.
I did no such thing. He is looking for a wizard for a reason for which I cannot tell you.
Yes, and if I complain about the price with which we are being paid, I will draw ire.
I tell you what, if you don't like the price, I guarantee you can substitute yourself for the wizard Ling, and he'll accept that. Now, I'm sorry, the price is clearly not fair.
That spine
completely
grew
agree with you
quickly.
there. However, your beef as they say, is with the Duke, not myself, or at least whoever assessed the wizardling to be 4 talents. Certainly no.
And what would be your assessment?
I'm going to do that check, praise check.
Yeah, it's a praise, knowledge, arcana.
Oh no, I'll do knowledge arcana then, because that's a little bit better than my praise. So he gets it right down to the copper piece he's worth.
Well, so there are 2 things here. Yeah, you did put a bunch of extra time into him, but he has a shrinking contract. Like, he only has a couple of seasons left of fighting. Yeah. What was the value, the original value that you put into him? Sorry, what was the original
Purchase price.
purchase price?
3.
3?
And then we put training into him.
Okay. Yeah, 4.
And I think technically it's Damian's. I think Damian paid for it.
Oh no, that he's paid for it.
Actually, 4 is a few talents too low, like 2, maybe 4 talents too low. If there was no condemned on it, he would be worth like 12 to 15 talents easily. You could drive an auction up to that value.
It's a couple of talents low. I apologize for that. There's nothing I can do. He's condemned after all.
You're seriously just discussing a few talents.
And you were doing nothing with him. If anything, he was costing you money and food.
Sid looks so bored. He's like,
Sid, what
so
do you want to talk
disappointed.
about?
Yes, you've been haunting my tower for weeks now, and what have you to contribute?
I'm your god. And I bring valuable information, and I need your help to find stuff.
No, Zed's been your guard, Phineas.
Yes.
He's not
Yeah,
around at the
details.
moment, but
Details.
6 is still guarding the tower on his downtime. Adam.
I prefer speaking,
Yeah. Okay.
I prefer speaking in the silent room. The one where I hide a lot.
Very well. We'll go to your room.
so
He looks at Ashoka, then kind of looks at Cid, like.
Yeah, come on. Bring him, he knows. So, Magnus's neighbor is a,
I can't remember the goddamn name of these things.
Doppelganger?
he's a doppelganger. He's gotten the form of the commissioner. Now,
Oh, okay, I see.
I'm just wondering how many of these things are in the city. So, what's a fast way of identifying them? Is there a
Marty.
spell, their blood, or their scent?
Knowledge Arcana, Spellcraft, those are my best bets. I also have Knowledge Nature.
Did Phineas participate in fighting them?
He didn't. He did fight them, yes. They attacked him
did get
at the
warned.
tailor shop.
He did get warned
Okay.
by the
Oh, that's
Grand
right, right.
Mage before him that
Yeah.
there's doppelgangers
Yeah,
everywhere.
give me a knowledge nature.
$27.
You know that when they die, they revert to their original form.
Can Cid help?
Um,
Well, I auto aid.
what you don't know is whether if they're knocked unconscious, they revert to their original form. That might require some experimentation. With the 27, you also know that the pieces of them separated, including blood, turn into their original form shortly after being removed.
And he.
Is there anything particularly interesting about doppelganger blood?
It's like oily. It doesn't look like human blood.
So you're saying stab them to find out what they actually are?
How long does it take?
How long would it take? I mean, if I was to cut one with my knife, when I look at it, would it be the same?
You're guessing within a minute. Again, experimentation, and then Phineas is suspecting that some doppelgangers are probably more powerful than others, so it's probably not one hard and fast rule. However, these are a bunch of variables that simpletons may not quite understand.
All of this is expressed to you in a long-winded speech with very big words.
Cid has a 20 end.
Okay, so you get it.
I get it. Yeah.
And Ashoka uses his bluff and says,
He's that guy in the meeting. He's that guy in the meeting who's just nodding
I'm
his
glad we're able to
head.
say it.
And repeating back to you what you just said.
the last 3 words, just I'll put them in this,
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, really
Cid
oily
has no gear.
and a
No
strange sheen to it. And it's kind of like almost like ink.
Okay. Are there any spells in existence to identify
That's
these
right.
creatures?
Spellcraft.
I gotta check my spell.
Ashoka knows one because fucking Vogel told you there's a spell that is very important that you should learn.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like he didn't want to tell you what you were going to find until you learned the spell.
42.
True Sight
You seeing?
will allow you to see through these things.
Yeah.
But I think there are others.
Blood biography.
Blood biography is one way of...
Then I know that there's, like, I think there's an oracle type, like a moon oracle, has the ability to, like, detect them, and I think there's, like, a druid subtype.
There is a wizard druid spell called True Form,
True form.
where you can force polymorph creatures, which shape change is a form of.
that was the trump card against.
That was the anti-hooker power.
Anti-hooker. Shit. True form. True form. True form. True form.
But it is a sorcerer spell, and it's a spell within like Phineas's grasp, as a fourth circle spell.
Well, he's got 6 level spells. You can get True Sight too. True Sight.
Maybe you should get goggles that do that or something.
How do you have 6?
I'm 11th level.
Am I drunk? I might be drunk. Don't mind me, I'm drunk.
You're drunk.
Have you not updated your character sheets, Adam? Have you been traveling and look at that, Ashoka trained to 11th. Oh, he's trained. He's trained.
I did it. I did
Okay.
it. I forgot that he's 11th. That's all.
Okay.
This True Seeing isn't my choice for 6 level spells. So.
Maybe I should get goggles that allow me to do that then.
So
Sure. Yes, you should do that.
give me a knowledge arcana or an appraise,
Cid.
either.
200,000 gold piece item? Sure, go for it.
46 on my knowledge arcana.
A gem of true seeing allows you to do 30 minutes per day of true seeing, and it costs 75 talents.
He lets you know. Oh, I want a gem of True Seeing.
You need true seeing, craft wondrous item, and caster level 10. Like with enough time and money, Phineas could actually make this.
The goggles are...
Oh, the goggles are even more. Like the goggles are just like...
That's cute and all. Do you know if anybody that has anything like that?
The goggles of true sight. Interesting.
I'm not asking how to make it. I'm just telling you.
These goggles
tell me
construct
where
a
to
pair
find
of
it.
perfect prisms.
Just tell me where to find one.
True seeing continuously. Furthermore, once per day, you can use Analyze Dwemer. Fuck this.
Cid, are you...
184,000 gold pieces. They rounded off 185,000 gold pieces. Caster level 11, you need Analyze Dwemer and True Seeing. So with enough money and time.
If you give me all of the talents you'll have for this.
And 184 days, fast craft 92 days. Go away, I'm busy.
Are you certain that you want... Have you thought this through, Cid?
Thought what through, Ashoka?
Stealing someone else's true-seeing item? At a time when there are doppelgangers abound?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time I had to lift something.
I wonder how a large, gangly, googly-eyed man looking like a small bat would appear to someone.
Ashoka, just leave things like that to me. You can do your fancy parties and,
He does.
raising pets.
He does have something of a point. I mean, you do change shape. Admittedly, doppelgangers don't change shape into bats, but the laymen don't know
point
this.
is,
And
the
you barely
commissioner-
look human. I don't know if it's your alchemy's gone wrong or you're just born strange, but your eyes are really buggy. I'm sorry, Steve Buscemi, if you're watching. I'm a big fan of your work.
His eyes are buggy when he wants them to be.
Yeah. One might mistake you for a doppelganger who wasn't quite good at what he did.
Possibly.
I think that was the longest-winded. You're ugly. Oh.
Thanks for being concerned about my safety, guys. I'll deal with those things my own way.
What happened to you last time there was a pause in your services?
Oh wow, Ashoka. Seriously, don't you have a ludus to run?
I do.
I'm doing my part actually right now.
Phineas, if you could kindly let me know when you have time to scry upon the penny pincher, I think it's time to bring it back into our graces.
Ah, yes. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're free this evening, we can take care of that this evening.
Of course, and it looks like I'll have 4 talents to splurge.
Wonderful.
Okay, that meeting seems to have come to a close. Who was our-
Come back after the 6 bells. I'll have sent Endwin home by then.
Ashoka is going to take some blood from 6 to see how long it takes to turn into whatever it turns into, because he wants to know what happened.
It's like 30 seconds, 35 seconds. No, 42 seconds, sorry.
Don't bleed.
6 agrees. I assume you're telling him why you're doing this. Like
They're going to find you.
Ashoka just punches him in the nose. Let it go. Let it go.
Okay.
Attack punch.
6 is also like he doesn't know much about his own kind, so he does repeat the words that blood is important.
You've done excellent work, 6.
In Zed's gruff voice.
Thank you. There is much to see, much to find out,
Yes.
and much we will do. Shall I return to the Tower of the Sage?
Yes, it should be alright for now. But once Phineas takes the time to learn true seeing or true sight, that would be a time for you to, well, become too busy.
I'll make sure to keep an eye on his reactions around me.
Yes.
He tends not to interact with the guards. He is very fond of the boy.
Yes. He talked back to me today. I think it 'cause the boy was near. Or maybe he's just growing up.
He is the Grand Mage.
We'll let him have his fun for a while.
Where does his family live?
Do I know where his family lives?
Capital, maybe?
For what it's worth, Mark doesn't know where his family lives. So. I
The,
just know
the
they're not
Gorettes? Yeah, exactly, not Vaddapol.
The Gorettes. Yes. Interesting. I wonder how long it will take for them to show up.
I don't know.
Nothing brings forth vultures like success in the family.
Family is leverage.
I'm pretty certain that's the middle name of that boy he likes. You should bring a steak with you for his dog.
Yes. Perhaps I should also consume some of his hair.
If the opportunity arises. And when he does the cancel summoning, whatever little dance, he just sort of like turns sideways, or just like.
Hi, check.
Drink this invisible potion here.
So that was Six having a conversation with the master.
Now, can doppelgangers turn into non-humanoids?
Maybe greater ones.
I wonder how much of an Eidolon you have to consume to become an Eidolon.
Why are there two Ashokas? Ashoka's a doppelganger!
They're
Get him!
multiplying.
Everyone's doppelganger.
Well, once Six is trusted enough, he will be basically Ashoka's body double.
Okay. All right, are you handing the wizardling over to the wizard?
Yes, and it'll be the wizardling and a book, and that's it.
Okay.
No clothes.
No clothes.
No boots.
No boots.
You take back the chains.
Get back the chains.
All right, so the wizardling is looking particularly miserable when he gets handed over to the Unwin's like, what's going to happen to him, Phineas?
He's going to learn. He's being given a second chance, and he was condemned to death.
Oh. Okay, so he's dangerous?
Yes, why the hell is he here?
Guards have brought him in.
Why is he here? I don't want him. Why is he here? He's asking the guards.
I was told to bring him here, Phineas. Did you not read the last part of the letter?
It's not my letter. I don't care. Why is there a naked monkey man in my? I'm sorry, Benarin, in my tower?
Oh yeah, apparently the orders are to hand over into the custody of the Grand Mage one wizardling, condemned mercenary and wizard.
You guys here in the corner of the room.
A wizard, a monkey, and a snake walk into a tower.
Unwin's like.
All right then, fine. Leave him here. I will. Fine. Damn it. What am I supposed to do with you?
You want me to put him in the dungeon?
Yes, I suppose for the time being.
Okay, he looked hopeful for a moment, and then his head just droops down.
Oh, don't look so sad. Your condemned status is gone.
He doesn't look like he's been told a thing. He has a quizzical look across his face, although...
You'll have to learn something, though.
He's still also the ugliest fucking wizard there ever was. He's got like an 8 or charisma 8 or something like that.
He's just a little crusty, a little temperamental.
Alright. Oh, don't worry. Phineas here is actually quite nice.
I'm not teaching him.
No, I don't give a shit, really. So, dungeon it is. Come on, buddy.
Oh, I'll take that book.
Yeah, keep it nearby. You don't. It's not your book.
I'm not giving it to him.
The book was
No.
handed over.
He looks at the book. Is it the Wizardling's book?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got Dispel Magic, Fly, Haste, Fire. You've learned from this book.
Yeah,
so.
I've learned what I want from the book. All right, that's it. Well,
Fireball the book.
thank you, Ashoka.
Book itself is worth fucking